The episode kicks off with a news report recapping the events of yesterday's battles. Not only did the public safety have to deal with devils, but also humans. Power interrupts this broadcast by turning the TV off, and Aki awakes to Denji eating his apples while reading manga. Power suddenly gets a craving for apples, scaring the citizens outside. Denji says Power doesn't deserve any apples due to her fleeing from yesterday's danger, while Aki painfully asks how many from Division 4 ended up surviving. Denji breaks the news, and says only Kabini and Four Eyes, the latter of which ended up quitting. Makima wants to speak with Denji and Power, so they announce they're leaving, with Power saying she was only here for the apples anyway. Denji notices Aki's emptiness, and gracefully leaves him one apple from the entire basket. Aki grabs the cursed devil, and asks how many years he has left. Shockingly, we learn he only has 2 remaining. He ignores the apple and reaches straight for a cigarette, experiencing PTSD of Himino when trying to light it. He drops the cigarette, and while reaching for it a second time ends up crushing it while breaking out into tears. Denji, who came back for his manga book which he left on the floor, awkwardly listens from outside. Denji begins wondering whether or not he's a good person, since Himino's death hasn't really affected him despite the fact that she's the first person who wanted to be his friend. He only really felt sad when Pachita died. If Power died, he wouldn't care, and the same goes for Aki. Even with Makima, he would be sad for several days, but eventually be back to his usual self. As long as he has a bath, food, and a place to sleep, he's content with life. He wonders if he lost more than just his heart when Pachita merged with him. Eventually, he concludes such things are pointless to think about since they only make you sad, and heads off to meet Makima. The 2 new coaches for Division 4 appear, and after realizing Aki was crying they simply ask if he's going to eat that apple sitting there. Makima takes Power and Denji to a cemetery. Himino's master is mourning, and silences Makima before she can introduce them. He asks the 3 questions. How did you feel about your comrades dying? Do you want revenge? Who do you side with, humans or devils? The 2 answer similarly. They weren't that affected by the deaths. Revenge is boring and tiresome, and Denji is on whichever side treats him better while Power sides with whoever's winning. Kishibe claims they got full points, and loves them for it. He dismisses Makima, and immediately hugs both Power and Denji, explaining he loves booze, women, and killing devils, before squeezing them both so hard he breaks their necks. Paralyzed on the ground, he explains that this would be dire for humans, but with a little blood they can be all better again. Kishibe explains that the gun devil is after Denji, and the fact that Denji keeps getting his ass beat is a problem. He's never trained devils before, and came to the realization that any devil that could beat him in combat would be one of the strongest in the world. So from this point forward, he will continue to kill them until they learn how to win. Ready for round 2, Power throws Denji a weapon, and as soon as he swings it, he receives 3 stabs to the chest and 1 straight through his brain. Power then has her throat cut. Kishibe simply exclaims when he was little, he always wanted stronger toys that he couldn't break. And with his help, these 2 will become very powerful indeed. Back to the hospital, Aki tries to summon the Fox Devil, but the helper explains that due to the last fight they had, the Fox Devil won't respond since Aki put something vile in its mouth. The 2 ask Aki why he doesn't just give it up and live out what years he has left, but Aki adamantly explains that the devils which killed his family are still loose, so why would he ever think about quitting? They tell Aki that to improve in combat, he will need to make new contracts with new devils, which will include sacrifices. As they're leaving, they see another girl entering the room. Aki looks up and is shocked by the visitor. Kishibe has finished beating Power and Denji, and the sun has set. They've been getting killed repeatedly all evening. Denji's brain still hasn't healed, so Power uses her special healing technique to fix that. He asks how many times he died, to which Power replies over 20, but she lost count since she was half dead for most of it too. As if that wasn't bad enough, the 2 also have to walk all the way home. Denji wants to enjoy life, and this man will suck all the fun out of it. They concoct a plan to kill the man next time they meet, and eagerly prepare for the next battle. Kishibe arrives at their home the next day. Power and Denji are ready for his presence, and have both put glasses on to confirm their intelligence. Without hesitation, Power throws a blood spear through the door, and the man manages to dodge it regardless. However, Power had stationed bottles of blood upstairs and uses them to rain down spears on him, but again he seems to have an easy time countering them. Denji is waiting for the opportunity, and jumps down to finish him. But before he even has the chance, he's roundhouse kicked and falls to the ground. Kishibe praises the two of them, saying this was their best attempt yet. They only lost for two reasons. Power uses too much blood, rendering her useless, and Denji was too slow to see his attack coming. Kishibe is feeling generous though. Due to their good attempts, he calls it a day already. He wanders off for some drinks. Denji informs Power that they're done for the day, but instead receives a knife straight into the head. Beasts shouldn't trust anything their hunters say, Kishibe adds. Kurose and Tendo take Aki to form a contract with a stronger devil, warning him that the next time he goes to work he'll be in grave danger. Curious, Kurose asks Aki who the girl that visited him was. It was Himino's sister, and she wrote letters to her family about how she wanted to quit the public safety and take Aki with her, but Aki wasn't interested. Aki is sent into a room to form a contract with the future devil, a devil that has previously taken half of a human's remaining lifespan, and another human's eyes, smell, and taste. Who knows what it will take from Aki? Find out in the next recap as soon as the episode airs next week. Thanks for watching, Kings.